How's it going, everybody? I'm the BTC Reaper. My goal on this channel is to teach you how to reap the rewards of trading with the prices going up or down. Visa partners with Transact to enable direct crypto to fiat transactions. So this could be a good thing. We'll cover the bad side of it in the next article, but this partnership aims to introduce a new method for exchanging cryptocurrency for fiat currency without relying on a centralized exchange. So there's the good part right there. The integration leverages Visa Direct, enabling users to withdraw cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin directly from a wallet like MetaMask to a Visa debit card. The solution facilitates real-time card withdrawals. It takes about half an hour, I believe it says. The integration is available immediately and provides the ability to pay at more than 130 million merchant locations where Visa is accepted, so it is widely accepted currently. Users can now process transactions in less than 30 minutes, allowing for nearly real-time conversion of crypto into fiat. The Visa Direct platform supports over 40 major cryptocurrencies, including Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, Dogecoin, and it's accessible in more than 145 countries. This may be a good thing if you want to spend your crypto like money, but in El Salvador, where they're attempted to do this, there is a decline. Sharp decline in crypto payments puts El Salvador's Bitcoin adoption in question. According to official statistics, Salvadorans sent over 30 million less in crypto when compared to the previous year, and only 1% of the total remittances were made in crypto during all of 2023. This ratio is worse than the 1.7% from 2022, so this does show there is a downtrend. A recent survey indicated that 88% of the population did not use cryptocurrency in 2023, and the interest in crypto seems to be going down as time passes. This could be attributed to how the government is. The financial maneuverings of Bukele's administration is mainly concerning because it's shrouded in secrecy and controversy. Their methodology of Bitcoin purchases, the nation's actual Bitcoin holdings, and the wallet addresses remain undisclosed, raising questions about transparency and accountability in the country's crypto endeavors. These practices have caused some controversy in the country. Right now it is tinted by an authoritarian aura where Bukele controls the government, Congress, courts, and the political institutions. Bukele's governance has marked by continuous moves, including extending his presidency beyond the constitutionally allowed terms and enforcing an indefinite state of emergency by combating gang activity, so it's not him just wanting to use crypto, he's the bad guy. The paradox of El Salvador's remittance landscape is stark. The country has seen notable growth in traditional banking channels and alternative remittance methods. In fact, the central bank data reveals diverse and robust remittance ecosystems, which challenges the narrative that Bitcoin could revolutionize the way that they receive money from abroad, because they're not really interested in doing so. So let me know in the comments down below, do you believe Bitcoin's good for a store of value, or do you believe it's good to spend right now? Right now, personally, I believe it's not really ready to be spent because it's continually growing and increasing in price. Unless the price became stable, then it wouldn't really be worth spending it like $1, because $1 is $1. Bitcoin faces key resistance ahead of FOMC meeting. According to recent estimates from the CME FedWatch tool, there's a 98% probability that interest rates will remain between 525 to 550 basis points, leaving a 2% chance that they will be cut. This pause in interest rate hikes can signal the central bank wants to encourage economic growth, which often improves investor sentiment and risk appetite. However, there is also one other thing you need to be aware of, that Bitcoin is trading around 43.50 at this time of writing. It's below that now, up over 11% for the past week. If Bitcoin maintains this price level throughout the end of the month, it will secure the 5th consecutive monthly increase. Since 2021's bull market, we haven't seen any kind of increase like this, so I would be wary of some sell-off, because usually when you see these big increases, you do have some decrease afterwards, so just be prepared for that. Again, watch the charts, be prepared for what will happen macroeconomically, and just watch for all different avenues. Over on the Dixie for the daily, we attempted to hit this resistance at 103.662 and we got rejected again. Stochastic is heading down, RSI is about to lose some strength here, momentum is rolling away with the red dot, our money flow is starting to come down, and the VWAP is nowhere to be found, so I would watch lower time frames if you're interested. We will jump on the 2 hour, explain what that means for anyone who doesn't know these indicators. So we're on TradingView, which is free, Market Cipher B edit switch is free, and Market Cipher A free version 1.1. Just like the information we're giving you, that's why you should smash the like, hit the subscribe, hit that notification bell, that way you don't miss anything. RSI is overall coming down, stochastic is heading down. Our RSI is this red line. This red line is a relative strength index. It shows if the asset is overbought or oversold. On the 2 hour, our lower time frames lead into higher time frames. That's why we cover the higher time frames and the lower time frames on these other coins. We don't quite cover the lower time frames on the main, like Dixie, Total, and other things, because no one has requested it. RSI is heading down. Stochastic does want to round, so the RSI is that red line. Our stochastic is this blue and orange line. It's a double line. It has two colors. When orange is above blue, we have bearish momentum, meaning price action will likely head down. When blue is above orange, we typically will see price action increase, kind of like back here, where we got this little bit of rise. Back here is a better example, where you have this blue above orange, we got this rise up, then orange above blue, and we got the crash down. Those two work in tandem, and then the next three are momentum, VWAP, and money flow work together as well. The momentum is the medium-term buying and selling pressure. It gets the strength from the VWAP. The VWAP is this yellow wave. When this yellow wave is below zero, it is bearish. When it's above zero, it is bullish. That's the same for the money flow and momentum as well. So currently, all three are in the bearish territory. Our momentum is the big blue wave. As that big blue wave favors bearish territory, money flow starts to come out. That means the asset is being sold off. And then as that money flow comes out, price action will start to correct to the downside. As that bearish money flow starts to flip, once we see this go from green, like back here, to red, that does give us potential to see sell-offs more likely than increases. So this little bit of an increase is a little odd for having the bearish money flow, but overall we do have bearish favor, so it's not unlikely to see these big red candles bring us lower in this environment. Now when the money flow turns green, then it's the inverse. It's likely you could see big green candles try to push you forward. It does look like we're trying to flip in between the two, but our VWAP is currently favoring below zero, so it has bearish favor. We do have some significant lows. They are pretty consistent. We got a higher low, then we came back down for a lower low. As long as we do not break through this neutral, we will have that bearish favor, and that will lead to price action continuing down, trying to hit this support at this range. If we cannot hold this support, then it's very likely we will see lower price action, attempt to break that 102.893, and then if we cannot hold there, then we will revisit that 100.299 area. So over on the total, we are starting to round away from this Fibonacci retracement zone, that blue line right there. If you do not know what the Fibonacci retracement is, visit our Trading Basics playlist and visit the Fibonacci retracement video. Stochastic is starting to roll away, RSI wants to come down, our VWAP is starting to roll away, and the money flow is starting to come down as well. The momentum is attempting to break into bullish territory, but if this VWAP rolls away and breaks back into bearish territory, we are likely going to see total continue down, and we could see further price action to the downside for our altcoins as a result. This may be a descending channel. If you want to include those wicks, if this is a descending channel, that would be positive for us overall, as that would attempt to break us to the upside. We have 3 touches to the top. If we come down, make that 3rd touch to the bottom, and see bullish momentum, we would be able to continue forward. So I would watch for that bounce if we continue to drop here. Over on the 2 hour, we have a manipulation X that wants to bring us lower. We're about to break through these EMAs. If we break through these EMAs, we could see our lower EMAs get below our higher EMAs, and that could result in price action dropping to the downside. If your EMAs aren't like mine, click this gear, go to style, change your colors to as following for EMA 1 through 8, opacity 70%, then change your inputs to as following, then your market cipher A will look like mine. So overall, we are attempting to break through these. Stochastic is coming down, RSI is coming down, VWAP is rejecting that neutral. So overall, the 2 hour doesn't have much strength. If the VWAP continues to favor bearish territory here, we are likely going to push lower, push to that support, and then that's where we could attempt to break this channel. If we break away from this channel and confirm a rejection, unlike back here, where we attempted to reject and then we pulled back in, if we see a reject get confirmed, then we could see lower price action. However, if we see the same kind of thing back here where we make a bounce and we try to break away and then bounce back in, then we would attempt to see a bullish break, and ultimately price could increase. That would lead to the total and all of our altcoins except Ethereum. Remember, total 3 does not include Bitcoin and Ethereum, but does include Graph, Ankr, XRP, and ALGO. Over on Bitcoin dominance for the daily, we did get a red candle like we've been warning about, but it didn't really give us too much of a downside, so nothing too exciting here. We attempted to break through 2 EMAs, and we ultimately did pull back above them, so we could see continued price action above this EMA band for now, but then that would leave us to fall below it. But again, you could continue above it for quite some time before seeing that snap back down. If we get that push forward, again, watch for any kind of a rejection around that neckline. That would be where we would see the influx of either Bitcoin's going to run up or it's going to get rejected. Our stochastic is starting to pull back. RSI wants to head forward. Momentum is starting to roll away. VWAP is coming down, and the money flows in the bullish territory, but with the VWAP starting to come down, I would just watch the VWAP and momentum. If they start to build some bearish pressure here, we could see the money flow start to reverse and start to pull back down again and head toward that neutral, where it would be in jeopardy of flipping trends. However, if we look on the lower time frames, let's see what we got going on. This might be a rising channel if I can get that parallel channel to work. A rising channel would not be very positive. This would lead to price action decreasing, as that is a bearish pattern. That could lead to us breaking through these EMAs if we are not careful, but I would just watch. We do have 2 touches to the top, 2 touches to the bottom, so we could see this go on for quite some time, and then it could ultimately end up bringing us even lower around this 52.15, so not much of a difference, about 0.15%, but RSI is heading up, stochastic wants to head forward. Momentum is trying to rebound here as that VWAP is trying to break bullishly. If this VWAP can continue to favor bullishly here, we could see a reversal and price action could attempt to break away from this channel and push up. However, if this VWAP gets a lower high, then pulls back into this bearish territory, that's where this channel could gain some weight, and it may end up breaking us down if we are not careful. Over on Bitcoin futures for the daily, we are starting to pull back a little bit away from this channel, so we're right about here. We did technically make half of our breakdown so far since the end of yesterday's candle on futures, which is a few hours ago. Stochastic does want to round away, RSI wants to come down, VWAP is rolling away, and our momentum is rolling as a result. If this VWAP continues to push down, we will see the momentum gain some bearish strength, and that money flow will flip back into the bearish territory. We will break this point of control, and then we will see lower price action. Real quick, we'll look on the 2 hour. So you can see that wick that took you about 2/3 of the move down, so I will delete this pattern just for the sake that it broke down and it's not likely to play out, but that doesn't necessarily mean we aren't going to drop. We could still see some downside, however, we do have a gap to the upside we could end up filling. We do have several gaps to the downside we still haven't filled yet either, like that 39.3 area right here. And then right around 39.7 as far as recent ones. We do have some other lower ones if we go back a little bit further, but not going to go into that right now. So we could end up filling this gap, then maybe getting rejected, but if we are able to fill this gap, we could attempt to make some sort of a bull flag here. That bull flag would attempt to break us forward. So just be prepared for that possibility. That would attempt to break that 44, almost 45K. If we can meet some bullish momentum at that 44K, again, that's where we could fill that region from that bear break. From when we broke down from the bear market, had that big gap from a while ago, a couple years ago. So we could fill this 50k area. We have shown that gap several times, so watch some previous videos if you want to see that gap real quick and the other gaps that we've briefly mentioned. Over on Bitcoin, we attempted to break that point control for our fixed range volume profile. If you don't know what that is, go here. Fixed range volume profile, hit the star and you'll get a bar up there. But you would draw that from right here, so you click here, and then it'd give you this line like mine. You may have to edit the zone, make this go from left to right to left. Stochastic is starting to head down, RSI is coming down, VWAP wants to roll away, money flow is heading down, and the momentum is rolling away. So with this bullish candle, we do have a long upper shadow candle that is showing we could reverse. If we are followed by a strong red candle tomorrow, even though we have this green candle starting, it could still reverse. If we see a strong red candle, that could confirm this as a inverted hammer candle, and then that could show we would have some downside coming like back here. So I would watch these lower time frames just to watch if that's a possibility. We currently do have this kind of stair step going on where we keep pushing forward, but again, this rise forward is pretty straight, so it could end up making this rising channel that could end up pushing us down overall. So I would watch out for that possibility. That could end up pushing us right around that 42k. If we cannot meet support at 42k, that's where we're going to meet that 40k again. And if we cannot meet support there, we will see lower price action. Stochastic is rolling away. We have our orange line above blue. We are seeing it diverge pretty quickly, so that does suggest we may see this RSI come down quickly as well. Our VWAP is in the bearish territory. We attempted to come up over the last few candles back here. We were rejected, and we are coming back down, making consistent lows. If we get some lower highs here, we would have bearish favor, then that momentum would start to come down, and our money flow would start to get weaker as well. So I would watch for that possibility on these lower time frames. Over on the 2 hour, we are overall rolling away. We got that bounce off of here, so we do have 3 touches to the bottom. If we can see some bullish momentum and touch to the top, we could try to break away, as we didn't break down after our 3rd touch. But again, just exercise some caution. There is a possibility we get rejected by this Fibonacci zone and then we come down and shoot through. Stochastic is heading down pretty sharply. RSI is starting to drop down as a result. Our VWAP does have lower lows with lower highs, so we do have a bearish trend on the 2 hour. If this bearish trend continues, momentum's going to continue down, and that money flow will weaken. That will result in the higher time frames starting to weaken as well, and then that will solidify more of a price correction. Over on the 1 hour, we have a manipulation X that wants to bring us down. We are trying to invalidate it with this little wimpy green candle. So we will need to break this Fibonacci range and break this channel and push forward if we're going to see some bullish momentum. That would mean we would need to hold above 44k. If we come up, get near this 44k again, then we get rejected, then that would increase our chances to see this channel push us lower, and then we would have those lower price points to worry about. RSI wants to come down, momentum wants to head down, Stochastic is starting to sell off. Our VWAP is in the bearish territory with lower lows, and the money flow is breaking bearishly as well. If this VWAP continues to favor bearishly here, we will see the money flow continue to favor bearish as well, and then that will result in our higher time frames starting to push down, resulting in price action weakening. Over on graph for the daily, we attempted to break that 16,316 and we got rejected. We are starting to see another red candle. If we see a strong red candle break below this little range right here, then that would set us up for a rounding top to set us for lower price action. That would be lower highs with lower lows. It wouldn't quite be a channel, as we did have this channel and then we broke up and then we got rejected. Stochastic does want to roll away. We do have orange above blue, so we do have a bearish cross. RSI wants to head down, money flow is breaking bearishly, VWAP starting to roll over, and the momentum is starting to roll as well. So I would exercise some caution and watch our lower time frames here. On the 4 hour, we did have a rising channel. This rising channel could end up pushing us lower though, as remember, those are bearish patterns. Right there is actually not a good point to draw it. Might not be too clean of a rising channel. You could consider this like a freak break up, then this would be a rising channel. That would give us a possibility of a breakdown, but I would exercise some caution using this. I would only err on it because the way the rest of the market looks. Since the rest of the market looks like it could come down, then odds are other altcoins could come down as well. Momentum is starting to get bearish divergence. Stochastic has bearish divergence. RSI wants to come down. VWAP's in the bearish territory, and the money flow is favoring bearish territory as well. If we continue to see this VWAP and money flow favor bearishly, we will see this channel break us down. Over on the 2 hour, we have that manipulation X, and we are starting to push away from it. So if we cannot see some strong green candles after this candle, it's very likely we will start an early breakdown. If we see that breakdown and we cannot rebound, retest, and break back in, then it's very likely we will see some rejection. RSI is heading down, stochastic is coming down, momentum is heading down, it's about to break through the bearish territory as that VWAP is favoring the bearish territory with slightly lower highs and lower lows. Money flow is about to break bearishly as well, so if this VWAP continues to favor bearishly, we will see price action likely break down. We are pretty much clean to a bullish thread there. On the 1 hour, money flow is deep in the bearish territory, VWAP's deep in bearish territory. We do have lower lows with some bearish favor. We did attempt to break bullishly and we ultimately keep rejecting it. Momentum is in the bearish territory now, so that did lead to money flow breaking down as well. Stochastic is heading down, RSI is heading down, so again, if we do not see some strong green candles over the next couple hours, it is very likely bears will break us away from this pattern, and we could see a breakdown. Over on Ankr for the daily, we are starting to get a bit of a pull back here off of these EMA levels. Stochastic does want to round away, RSI is going pretty flat, but if the stochastic starts to head down, we will see the RSI lose strength. VWAP wants to break bearishly, momentum is starting to roll away, and as a result, the money flow is starting to break more to the bearish side, so I would exercise some caution here. We did make that shoulder, it kind of elongated itself, but did end up forming. This is where we could see some lower price action if we are not careful. So if we do not rebound, we could see that push down to around that 22 range. Again, remember that 22 range is also where our value area low is, if I can get, for this fixed range volume profile. So just shy of that fixed range volume profile, value area low. If we cannot get green candles in that range, it is very likely we will roll over and see lower price action from there. Momentum does want to roll off, VWAP is heading down, and the money flow wants to break into the bearish territory here on the 4 hour. So if the lower time frames do not get bullish strength here, it's very likely we will see this shoulder break us down. RSI wants to come down, stochastic's attempting to head down, momentum is starting to push down, VWAP is favoring the bearish territory with lower highs and lower lows, and the money flow wants to break bearishly as well. So if the VWAP continues to favor bearishly, we will see the 2 and 4 hour push into the bearish territory alongside that daily. The 1 hour, we are seeing a pretty strong round off. This is a pretty aggressive round off, so if we continue with the aggressive move down, there is a likelihood we would retrace at some point. Stochastic is heading down, RSI is coming down, momentum is heading down, and the VWAP is in the bearish territory with this money flow deep in the bearish territory as well. If this VWAP continues to favor bearishly, we will see those lower time frames start to break down. We need this VWAP to stay bearishly if they are going to push down. However, if this VWAP reclaims bullish territory and momentum starts to pick up some bullish strength, we will see the 2, 4, and daily start to reverse, as they aren't very bearish, but they do have the potential to start breaking down if we are not careful in this range. Over on XRP for the daily, we have this bearish engulfing candle, and we are seeing a red candle. If we cannot meet support in this zone, then again, we are likely going to see that push through that 47 to 48 zone right around here. Now our value area low is 48 cents. Stochastic wants to roll away, RSI wants to come down, VWAP wants to break into the bearish territory, and the money flow is favoring bearishly as well. Momentum is rolling over with a red dot, so if the lower time frames do not pick up bullish strength here, we are likely going to push lower. Again, if we do not see green candles near that value area low, we are going to see price action potentially break that and push to that 38 cents. We have that manipulation X is playing out pretty aggressively, stochastic's coming down, RSI is heading down, momentum has broken into the bearish territory, and the VWAP is getting lower lows. If the VWAP comes back with lower highs, we will have a bearish trend continuing, and this money flow will likely continue back down, bringing the price action lower with it. Over on the 2 hour here, we are starting to stair stop then drop, so if the trend continues, we could see some more drops, but this could also create a descending channel that could end up pushing us up overall, as that would be just drop after drop after drop, and that would likely be corrected. Stochastic is coming down, RSI is coming down, VWAP wants to break into the bullish territory, but if it cannot break, it is starting to roll over. So if it continues to roll and the 1 hour starts to push lower, we're likely going to see this money flow break into the bearish territory as well, as the momentum is bearish, VWAP is favoring bearish territory, and that money flow is just clinging to the bullish territory. So common theme of the night is things are very barely in the bullish territory right now. RSI is overall heading down on the 1 hour, stochastic is pretty beat down here, VWAP is favoring the bearish territory, we are attempting to break into the bullish territory, we do have higher lows. If we can make a higher high, then that would be positive for bulls, and that would attempt to push us forward. However, if we make a higher high, then get consistent lows, we could reject that bullish hopium and still pull back, so just be wary of that. We have seen that on other coins. If you look over what we've covered tonight, you can see some examples of that. Money flow is coming out, momentum is overall pushing down. We do have a double green dot. This double green dot does suggest we want to push forward, but that's going to need the VWAP to continue to favor bullishly. Over on ALGO for the daily, we are attempting to bounce off of the 1618. Stochastic is attempting to push forward, RSI wants to roll away, money flow is attempting to break bearish with that VWAP, and the momentum wants to roll away with the red dot. So I would watch the lower time frames. If they cannot pick up bullish momentum, we are likely going to push away from this range. On the 4 hour, this may be some sort of rising channel right here. That rising channel could end up pushing us down if we are not careful. So I would exercise caution. We do have that across many of the coins today. Stochastic has bearish divergence, it wants to push down. Momentum has bearish divergence, wants to push down. Money flow is broken into the bearish territory, and the VWAP is in the bearish territory as well. So overall, we do have potential to break this little support zone. We do have a manipulation X. I would watch the lower time frames. If they do not get some green candles in this range, then it's likely we could revisit this little breakdown here around that 15 cents. Stochastic's overall pushing down, RSI is pushing down, momentum's overall losing strength, VWAP starting to favor bearish territory with lower lows and lower highs. So we do have a bearish trend here on the 2 hour. If this continues, we will see the 2 hour break into the bearish territory, and that will start to weaken the higher time frames. Over on the 1 hour, RSI is heading down, stochastic is coming down, momentum has broken into the bearish territory, VWAP is in the bearish territory, we have lower highs with lower lows here as well. Momentum has bearish divergence, so overall we have a lot of bearish signals. If we do not see some strong green candles push us up from this range, it's very likely we will see it break down from here. Thank you for watching tonight's video. I hope you have a wonderful night.